It's week 8 here in our Wyoming State Bison Team Builder Dynasty, and we have 2 recruits scheduled to visit as we host the Colorado State Rams in a big intra-conference matchup. Currently 2-4 in the Mountain West, a far cry from dominating the conference as we had planned to do. Boise State are currently doing exactly that, 5-1 on the season, including 2-0 in the conference. And even our in-state rivals, Wyoming, are 4-2, again going 2-0 in the conference. We'll be taking on 3-3 Colorado State to open the episode here today. And we better hope that we are going to put on a show, because not only could we potentially get the recruitment of 4-star receiver Rashawn Cleveland over the line this week, but we also have 4-star corner Trey Carney and 4-star receiver Rafael Mateo in for a visit. Mateo is a bit of a long shot. We will have to probably not only win, but absolutely dominate Colorado State this week. And even then, it's going to be tough to get the recruitment over the line. Trey Carney, a different story, though. We should see him sign on the dotted line this week, I would imagine. If we do miss out on the second 4-star receiver, then it's going to be Mike Robbins, who is the plan B. He's going to be coming in for a visit next week. And after a dismal start to the season, sophomore quarterback Quentin Hayes has officially been benched. So it will be the junior John Busher to lead the side out today. He will also be leading a new look offense. We are moving to the Michigan State pro-style playbook on offense. So sticking with a pro-style offense, but hopefully one that features a few more of those quick hit passing plays and power run plays to really set us up for success. And it's actually going to be a night game here in Wyoming, our first of the season, as we kick to Colorado State to begin the game. And as always, we will look to pressure the quarterback through Grant Ewell off the edge, through the likes of Peyton Zadroyak up the middle. But immediately Colorado State go deep into traffic. 3 defenders in the area, 2 Colorado State receivers. And thankfully, we see the ball hit the ground. And it will be 2nd and 10. Running back motioned into the flat. We just dropped out there with Grant Ewell. And we will converge on the ball as Colorado State move to the hurry up here on 3rd and 6. And they give it to the running back up the middle. But look who it is bringing him down, dragging him down really from behind. It's Peyton Zadroyak. Reaching out those long arms, displaying that athleticism to bring up a 4th and 3. And Cade Harris will have a chance to return. Gives the initial man the spin move, gets caught up in traffic himself, and will only make it to the 28 when it looked as though we might be able to break one there. And we will see John Busher and the Wyoming State offense hit the field for the first time. So, of course, we'll be trying to establish the run. Are we going to get the snap off even? Just about. And we don't get the throw off. And we could have the completion here, and we do. To Bruin Fleischman. One of those quick-hitting pass plays that we need to make use of when we're not running the ball. Slow releases have been a problem this season, struggling to get the pass off. That's a great block, and Cade Harris, for once, just about has the speed to make it past the line of scrimmage and out of bounds. One frustration that we've had with Cade Harris this season is just that lack of real burst. But he displayed it on the previous plays, displayed it again here as he picks up 8 yards to bring up a 2nd and 2. We are moving the ball and looking pretty good doing so. As Aiden Calvert comes in to take the snap on 2nd and 2. Bit more of a power option, Aiden Calvert. And he does just pick up the yards needed to bring up a fresh set of downs. That will allow Cade Harris to come back in. A double mug look by Colorado State. Does look as though they're going to be sending pressure off the left-hand side as well. But despite those 2 factors, we do manage to pick up 6. It will be a 3rd and 5 from the 20. And we will look to hit Bruin Fleischman on the corner route here. All depends what coverage the defense is in. And it all depends whether or not John Busher is able to get the throw off, which, again, he isn't. So we will simply try and kick the field goal here. And we've missed a chip shot field goal once already this season. We're not going to miss it on this occasion, though. We do take the lead here at home against Colorado State. Just 3 points rather than 6. But it's certainly better than 0, and it's certainly better than a kick in the teeth. The defense has actually played fairly well this year. We have forced a decent number of turnovers. We are not particularly athletic on defense, but we've played relatively well in spite of that, particularly against the run. So I think if we can just get kind of competent offense, as it looked as though Bellamy might be in to grab an interception there. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10, and we will pass commit here. As several receivers run deep, they check it down underneath instead, and we are there again to rally and make the tackle to bring up a 4th and 6. And again, we're going to force Colorado State to punt. So a 1st and 10. Not sure how much I love the play call, but we are going to run a slot fade here. And the corner does bail out, and we just find Jared Rosnos underneath. So 3rd and 10. A lot to pick up here, but we're going to hit. Not sure who that was in the flat, but whoever it is brought down after just a 4-yard gain. Those slot fades are working nicely at the moment. However, unable to pick up enough yards after the catch as we find the receiver in the flat. And instead, Colorado State will come back out onto the field, and they will run to the weak side of the formation. Tuiotu Mariner gets there to force the running back out of bounds. 2nd and 3. They're going to run empty with 3 tight ends on the field. Bizarre decision from Colorado State to come out in a 3 tight end set and then to start to run the hurry up. So we are caught with a heavy formation. We're running 4-6 at the moment, and we rally on the running back, and we might see... we might see Colorado State change personnel here, but they don't. They continue to go with the 3 tight ends, and that's a huge, huge tackle by Jamari Bellamy. And Aiden Calvert has broken one, and he has certainly not got the pace to beat the secondary defenders. Cade Harris himself is limited in that regard. Aiden Calvert even more so, very much our power back. But the blocks opened up for him there. He hit the hole, he took what he could, and he takes it from our 32 down towards the Colorado State 32, and even inside the 30. And again, I think we need to continue to run towards this left-hand side, and I would rather Carson, the fullback, rather than motioning out here, just blocked on that left-hand side for us, but it's opened up well, and Cade Harris a little bit loose with his ball carrying there. Thankfully, no defenders in the area. And as Cade Harris brings up 650 rushing yards on the season, not sure why that's a milestone to celebrate, but does bring up a 1st down. So 2nd and goal. Block shaping up nicely, very nicely, and Cade Harris will walk it in for the touchdown. It's been all Cade Harris on that drive, and we do extend our lead to 10. We saw this in the previous episode. We were more than happy to throw a 10-point lead away late in the game. We'll try and avoid doing so here today. So, Colorado State back out on the field to begin the drive from the 18. And how have we missed that tackle? How on earth have we missed that tackle? I'm right there, spamming A. Just doesn't bother. Just doesn't bother. Just lets him walk past. And we're going to send a bit of pressure at Colorado State here, because their quarterback been a little erratic, a little inaccurate, and they are actually going to run the ball, and we will be there in the hole to meet the running back, and it's the 2nd attempt that prevents them from picking up the 1st down, holds them to 4th and inches, and we just about managed to stall the running back for long enough there for reinforcements to arrive, and Cade Harris is swallowed whole. So Colorado State very much moving the ball here as they approach our red zone. Throw over the middle is broken up by the linebacker, and they will come out in empty. We will go dime, because it is a 3rd and 4. We're going to have to be wary of them going into the hurry-up because we currently have a cornerback matched up on a tight end. And they do get the completion underneath. And we'll see if they rush to the line of scrimmage here, which they do. So Colorado State could well be in a position here to run the ball because we are a linebacker down. And we will send this linebacker on a delayed blitz. Quarterback does manage to get the throw off. Brings up a 2nd and 5. And again, Colorado State will rush to the line of scrimmage. We'll stick in cover 3. They will run the ball. We will be there to meet the running back. May even be a fullback wearing number 44. And I think if we can hold Colorado State to a field goal here, then we have to consider that a win. Get there, drops it. 2 hands on the ball. Ball hits the ground. Colorado State will settle for 3. We will have a touchdown lead and a 4-minute drive to put together. Oh my God, we've seen it in numerous episodes. The ball just sneaking inside that right upright. Even makes connection with the right upright this time. So just a single yard gain. Brings up a 2nd and 9, and Cade Harris could break one here. And there's the blocking from Jared Rosnos once again. Unfortunately, he blocks the Colorado State player into the path of Cade Harris, which slows him down somewhat. We do take the ball all the way up to the 23, though, and out of bounds. So the clock will stop. But we are moving the ball here on hopefully the final drive of the first quarter. Throw in the stiff arm, Calvert. Just 3 yards. And I think we just run the ball from here. We said we'd be happy enough with 3. We will try and pick up 7 if we can. But I don't want to get too aggressive in attempting to do so. And number 71, again, is the left guard. He's our highest overall offensive lineman. An 83 overall, I believe. Unfortunately, don't remember his name. But we will, with the first down, at the 9-yard line, take our first time out of the first half to give ourselves the best chance possible of picking up 7 rather than 3 here. Cade Harris cuts it back. Can he fall across the goal line? No, he can't. Does bring up a 2nd goal from the 2, though. Potentially, we will see Aiden Calvert here to try and punch it in. A few more seconds ticked off the clock than I thought we're about to there. So just 13 seconds remain, but Cade Harris forces his way into the end zone. And we do indeed put up 6, soon to be 7. And extend our lead to 16-3 for now. But it should be a 2-touchdown lead by the time we receive the ball after the half. So back out for the second half against the Colorado State Rams, where we will be looking once again to establish the run. It's been working very much in our favor so far. But you would have to imagine that Colorado State are going to be priming themselves to stop the run here in the second half. Can we hit Breyer here? I don't like this play at all, because if we can't hit Breyer, we're forced to keep the ball and run it. And it does look like Colorado State are going to be sending pressure. And Cade Harris is injured. Trying to cut it back up the middle, because a hole wasn't opening up for him there. And Cade Harris, our offensive star of the season so far, with 127 yards in the first half, I believe, has gone down injured. And we will have to hope that the injury is not serious, because we really cannot do without him for the remainder of the game. We do manage to pick up the first down, and it's going to be bruised ribs. He will return soon. We will substitute Aiden Calvert in for now. At least we will try. Wouldn't surprise me at all if we did see Cade Harris regardless, because injury substitutions just don't seem to work at all. But we will bring in Aiden Calvert, the backup running back, and essentially power back. We don't really have another speed option, to be honest. I cannot wait to get a new quarterback who can throw the ball on time. Just get it out of your hand. And already we see Cade Harris, and already we see a defensive player in the backfield. And again, we will have to punt. I say again, we didn't punt too many times in the first half, to be fair. Trying to lay the hit stick to force the fumble. And again, we see the lack of athleticism there. The Colorado State returner just able to break away from our pursuit. So going all out to force yet another 4 and out. Turn around! How has he made the catch there? We had a corner in the area. All he needed to do was turn around and throw out a hand. Colorado State make the catch. A huge explosive play to take them all the way down to the 26. And it's another grab! How do I not at least get a hand on that? I played it perfectly. I sat on the route. I covered the one receiver to the inside of the field and then bailed out to the man underneath. Diving attempt to get in the way. And the Colorado State receiver makes the grab anyway. Absolutely unreal. I thought that potentially should have been a pick, should at least have been a pass breakup. Thankfully, we see the ball hit the ground again, and we will hold Colorado State to a 4th and 5 and a field goal. A couple of unbelievable catches on that drive. A couple of fortunate drops for us as well. It's going to be 14-6. So unfortunately forced to punt to Colorado State once again. And they will look to grab their first touchdown in the game to really get themselves back in this. It's only an 11-point lead at this stage, which is somewhat comfortable. We have blown bigger leads already this season, though. And that's a great tackle again in space to bring up a 3rd and 1. We haven't sent a lot of pressure so far today, but we will send pressure here on 3rd and 1. And we're not going to get there. It's not going to get home. Colorado State pick up the first. So an incredible punt. Sees us pin Colorado State at their own 3-yard line. And we're going to bring the safety up. They're going to run to the weak side, and we are going to be there with Goff to hold them on the 3-yard line. We need to be cautious of runs to that weak side. But again, we're going to bring Goff down. We need to be wary of throws as well. We've seen it already this series. We bring the safety down in an obvious run situation, and then the opposition simply throw the ball in behind. But with Curtis here on 3rd down, we'll bring up a 4th and 8. And we will again force Colorado State to punt. They will punt before the 3rd quarter ticks away as well. And we should have a chance to start from excellent field position here with Cade Harris. And we're going to be down at the 26. So I don't think we need to push too hard for a touchdown. What a move by Cade Harris. Does pick up the 1st down though. And even in an area so tight as this, I think we have to play conservative, pragmatic football. And again, just make sure that we get at least the field goal. So Cade Harris will pick up a couple to bring up 4th and 3. And a 23-yard attempt to extend our lead once more, which we managed to do. So after beginning the season 2-0, we've lost 4 straight. But with the 2 touchdown leads, we should be in position to get back in the win column here in week 8. And we have those 2 recruits in the building, which could be huge in getting those commitments from them, especially in the case of Rafael Mateo. It will be a 2nd and 5 though, and we will bring the safety down, and Colorado State will run it, and we will put a stop to that. The running back does manage to fall forward to bring up a 3rd and 1 though. If we can use a Euchel here, and it's thrown into the flat, and thankfully we're going to have the speed to get out there. But that was a boom or bust play. There was a chance we could have got out there and forced the 4th down. There was also a chance that that could have been broken big for a touchdown. In the end, it ends up somewhere in between, but it looks like Colorado State are going to have the touchdown anyway, and they do. Looked as though they might pick it up on the play before, but they do punch it in. And they grab one of those 2 touchdowns that they needed far too quickly for my liking as well. So huge play here. We have to make it third and manageable. Bison makes the grab, and he has made it third and just about manageable. I would have preferred another yard or two. But it's going to be a 3rd and 5. And we're going to look for Breyer underneath. Potentially Menifee. Again, I would prefer. And that's the wrong call. That's the wrong option. We had Menifee. And we are going to be punting back to Colorado State with just a 7-point lead. So we've had to rely on our defense numerous times so far this season. We're going to have to rely on them again here. We are going to come away with this victory. Jamari Bellamy there to make the tackle, his 5th of the game. And at some point, we're going to have to send some pressure and try and force them back here. I think now is a good time to try that. And it's a screenplay, a good antidote to the pressure. Stop here would be absolutely huge. We're not going to get it. And we are going to miss like 3 tackles at once. I can see the writing on the wall already. We are going to lose this game somehow. Somehow we are going to lose this game. Goff the safety, prowling deep, and it's up towards the back of the end zone. And it's our deep zone, to be fair. It's completely our fault for failing to prevent that touchdown. But Colorado State are going to tie it up. We've executed one successful 4-minute drive in the game already. That was to close out the first half. And I think we're going to have to get aggressive here at some point with John Busher. And it's going to be now, because that brings up a 3rd and 7. How are we going to lose this game? We've just completely failed to move the ball here in the second half. Get there, get there. Engel makes the grab. Picks up enough yards to take it over the line to gain. And we will run the slot fade. It's been successful for us on a couple of different occasions. And we're going deep. And we have the receiver. And he makes the grab. Back-to-back plays. Takes us all the way down to the 26-yard line. And we're going to be able to take this all the way down to the 2-minute timeout. And John Busher comes up huge with 2 back-to-back throws on the money. 2 back-to-back catches by our receivers as well. Could well have won this game for us. And we will run play action here to try and pick up the first down. Bison is open. John Busher hits him in stride. We pick up the first down. Colorado State take their 2nd timeout. And we will almost certainly have won this game. Thanks in no small part to the poise and composure of John Busher. So we can allow this clock simply to tick down. Kick the field goal. Colorado State will have less than 30 seconds to work with. And Cade Harris actually is going to punch it in for a touchdown. His 2nd of the game. Our 3rd on the ground. And whilst John Busher is not going to have a touchdown to his name, he has had a huge part to play in this 4-minute drive to hopefully, theoretically, win us the game. And we will just drop into cover 4 drop. We will only send 3 on this occasion. And it is going to be launched deep and broken up. The ball hits the ground. And with 5 seconds left, we will simply be able to knee this game away. And it looked ropey in the second half at various times. But we will finally be back in the win column. 2-0 to start the season. 4 straight losses. But John Busher leads the 4-minute drive of the season. After a huge game from Cade Harris as well. 32 for 180 and 3 touchdowns. Was of course the star of the show. But John Busher, like Quinton Hayes was unable to do, came up clutch in the big moments, put the ball where it needed to be, and we will have finally another win to our name, and we will move to 3-4 on the season. And not only are we back in the win column, but we see 3 4-star commits in a single week. That win over Colorado State, gutting it out at the end there, coming up clutch towards the end of the game, convinces Rafael Mateo that this is where he wants to be next season. He will sign as will Rayshawn Cleveland. So 2 4-star receivers are going to be joining next season, as well as the 4-star right guard and the 4-star cornerback. And although it's early days in the recruitment process, that does give us at this point in time a top 20 class. And whilst the commitments in themselves are a huge deal, not only that, we also get 235 hours left. So we should be able to get a bunch of these 3-star recruitments over the line as well. And we could potentially even go back into the prospect list and see if there's any 4-star prospects that are being under-recruited at this stage. I think there certainly are a couple of candidates of that nature. We've got 4-star cornerback Chad Saturday, 6 foot 185, and the zone archetype, so would be an ideal fit. He's not exactly being under-recruited, but he's not being massively heavily recruited at this stage. So we will try and get in on the action with him, maybe squeeze into his top 5 ahead of next week. The same goes for Josh Swenson, 6 foot 194, elusive back. Again, a 4-star. We have not only put in 50 points on him, but we are also inviting him in on a visit in week 11. He does have a week 10 visit scheduled already with Boise State, and Oregon are currently top of his board. But again, if we can squeeze into his top 3, I think potentially we would have a chance of getting that recruitment over the line. We don't have a massive need for those other points. We have spent 200 points on these 2 players this week. We've got already the full 65 committed to Mike Robbins, who is visiting here in the bye week. So we will potentially get those 65 points back next week. We've moved up to the full 50 on the quarterback, Eric Fasano. And other than that, we have a pretty comfortable lead on most players, and we have 35 points to add a few more onto those that we may be in contention for, like Tua Dykes. So I'm expecting to see a commitment from Mike Robbins, the receiver, as we head into week 9, or as we head into week 10 rather, through the week 9 bye week. And that would mean that we have 3 receivers being brought in this offseason. And we do manage to get the commitment from Mike Robbins. So that's 3 big receivers, 2 4-stars and a 3-star, 2 route runners, and then Mike Robbins is the deep threat receiver. We are, however, locked out on the cornerback, Chad Saturday. So those were points wasted last week. Too late in the process to get in on him. However, we did sneak into the top 5 of Josh Swenson. We do have that scheduled visit in week 10. It doesn't look like we're making up ground on the likes of Oregon and Boise State, though. Boise State have actually moved up to number 1 above Oregon. I think we'll leave the points where they are for now, because again, we've got 190 hours back now. We don't particularly need to spend those elsewhere. So I'm happy enough to leave the 50 points on Josh Swenson, even though I don't think we're going to get this recruitment over the line. So potentially a bit of momentum starting to build now as we head over to Army, and we are going to be running out in the all white and gold Plains uniforms for this matchup here in week 10. So we saw the offense very much built on the run game in the previous matchup, and we will look to do the same here again today. Cade Harris taking the carry for the first play of the game, only picking up 2 yards. But we know Army are going to be running that flex bone option offense. So should have a relatively easy time on defense, you would imagine. So if we can simply get the job done on offense ourselves, surely it's going to be back-to-back victories. Oh, and we hit Engel on that in the last game. Didn't manage to get the throw off in time this time, John Busher. It was covered well down the field, to be fair, by Army. And it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. We will hit Rosnos coming across the formation. Throws a little juke move in there to pick up the first. However, it is a 3rd and 8. And Cade Harris has just left the field injured. And we are scrambling with John Busher, who makes the throw across his body and hits Jared Rosnos. We saw him make 2 huge throws in the 4-minute drive against Colorado State. And he has just made what I think isn't hyperbole to call the play of the season for us on offense. as Aiden Calvert rumbles to his left to pick up another explosive run play. But that throw from John Busher is the best throw that we have seen all season by far. It's not even close. Hits Fleischmann underneath as well. And Busher is playing with a little bit of swag, a little bit of confidence. It was Mahomes-esque. The play breaking down, rolling out to his right, throwing back across field to his left. Gets us in position to hand the ball off to the injured, apparently, Cade Harris, who punches it in for yet another touchdown, his 4th of the episode. So back out for the second half, and we will again get John Busher on the move. We saw him hit a very good throw on the move in the first quarter. This time he just picks up 8 and slides down safely. And we're actually going to go play action once again here and try and hit Fleischmann across the formation. I don't think we're getting it. However, one-on-one, Jared Rosnos, go up and get it. He does exactly that. And again, it's John Busher who puts his number 1 receiver in a position to make the grab. And we are very much in range of a second touchdown here. And that is exactly what we get. Aiden Calvert. We saw it in the previous game. First Harris, then Calvert falling over the goal line. And again, we will extend our lead here. It's time to 14 points. So after another Army punt, we will be back out on the field on offense. And I'm very much enjoying this Michigan State playbook. I think it's been the best playbook we've used so far. It is run heavy, does rely on the run, but we have some deep passing plays as well, like those slot fades that we've seen work to a decent amount of success today. But there's also been a number of these quick hitting pass plays as John Busher makes yet another play on the move. Hitting Engel this time, but once again rolling out to his right. Throwing back across his body to the left. This time hitting Engel, who makes the grab, takes us all the way down to the 11. And we are again very much in range of extending our lead, and we will do exactly that with Cade Harris, who walks into the end zone to make it 20-0 early, soon to be 21. And you have to think, again, I don't want to speak too early, but you have to think we're going to be back in the win column here again this week to take ourselves back to 500 on the season. So as a 2-minute warning sounds, we will start with the ball on the Army 30-yard line. Trying to extend our lead even further before we go in for the halftime break. And it looks like Engel is going to be able to do exactly that. Walks in for the touchdown, pretty much untouched. And John Busher is on fire. Just put the ball where it needs to be. That's all we need from a quarterback this season at the very least. Just put the ball where it needs to be. We are going to allow Army to put points on the board, but it's only going to be 3. And we are going to maintain a 25-point lead heading into the final quarter of the game. How much of which I'm not sure you will see. You will see us try to force Army into a safety though. 2nd and 8 on their own 4-yard line. Managed to avoid it. The score still 28-3. As we look to put the finishing touches to a second consecutive victory to take us back to 500 on the season. And maybe we will get the safety after all. Not quite. The quarterback just about getting the throw off. An Army will punt. And for the second consecutive game, we will simply be able to kneel the final few seconds away on the Army logo at midfield to secure a 28-3 convincing victory off the back of a huge second quarter where we put up 3 touchdowns. Didn't score in the second half, but we didn't need to. We again just needed to play sensible, pragmatic football, as Cade Harris may well win Player of the Week again. He won Player of the Week, at least in the Mountain West last week. I don't think he was National Player of the Week, but that could be another performance worthy of the title. And it was another performance worthy, certainly, of a win. And again, we will be back at 500 on the season now, 4-4. As we would check out the final statistics. 352 yards of total offense. We haven't had that many yards of offense on too many occasions this season. And again, John Busher was excellent. Only threw the ball 14 times, but 11 completions for 207 yards. Put up a touchdown, took care of the ball. This is exactly what we need from a quarterback. And with Eric Fasano likely coming in next season, the junior John Busher is going to have to play like this if he does want to be the starting QB come the start of next season. 26 for 106 and 2 touchdowns for Cade Harris. Not too much of an opportunity for Aiden Calvert to show what he could do, but did pick up a touchdown again of his own. 5 for 108 for Jared Rosnos. Finally, a number one receiver performance from our number one receiver. And again, we didn't throw the ball too often today, so not too much of an opportunity for other players to put up numbers of their own. 3 TFLs for Peyton Drake, including a sack, as well as one for Jack Curtis. No interceptions, no forced fumbles either. We actually did have a forced fumble, David Santiago. I'd completely forgotten about that. And again, the performance is enough to convince a couple of recruits that the state of Wyoming is where they want to be next season. Robbins, actually, potentially, we had him committed last week, and I think we did. But we do get the recruitment of Tua Dykes over the line as well. The 4-star running back Josh Swenson has all but committed to Boise State, so it's going to take an absolute miracle to bring him in week 11. Fasano is close to committing, but we have shot up the Mountain West, leapfrogging the likes of Colorado State, who we did, of course, beat today to move to 4-4 on the season, 2-2 in the conference. And we currently sit in 6th place, hot on the tails of our rivals Wyoming, who haven't had the best of times in recent games by the looks of things. Got a couple of tough games coming up, though, as we will host Fresno State, who are 5-0 in the conference, 6-0 on the season in week 11. And we will then be taking on Oregon State, who themselves are 5-3. So a thoroughly positive episode overall. We got some huge recruits over the line. We've got a couple of big convincing victories, and we can feel that momentum starting to build. So make sure you tune in for the next episode so you can run with the herd. Take it easy.